Hey yo, what is up, Godzilla and Kaiju fans and everybody? It is me, Godzilla, in my evolved form again. And welcome, Godzilla and Kaiju fans and everybody, to SpaceX Starship 12th Orbital Test Flight on Godzilla King underscore Nights 54 to 23, Part 2. So, yeah, Godzilla and Kaiju fans and everybody, welcome to Part 2 of Starship 12th Orbital Test Flight on Godzilla King underscore Nights 54 to 23. So yeah, this is going to be our part 2 live reaction video to SpaceX Starship 12 Orbital Test Flight. As you can see, we're just now getting into atmospheric entry right now. Starship 39's flaps are now in position and is now going through atmospheric entry right now. So yeah, Godzilla and Kaiju fans and everybody, we're now going through atmospheric entry on Starship 39 right now. So yeah, Godzilla and Kaiju fans and everybody, welcome to part 2 of SpaceX Starship 12th Orbital Test Flight on Godzilla King underscore Nights 54 to 23. So, yeah, please like the videos and subscribe to Godzilla King underscore Nights 54 to 23 for our YouTube channel to get to 100 subscribers on YouTube and for more extremely awesome YouTube videos on our YouTube channel. So yeah, enjoy part 2 of Starship Flight 12, Godzilla and Kaiju fans and everybody. Alright, so let's get into it now. Alright. So here we go. We're now in atmospheric entry right now. We can already see atmospheric entry heating on Starship 39's thermal protection system heat shield right there. And yeah. So if you haven't seen part 1 already, then I recommend you go watch part 1 now and then come back. So if you haven't watched it yet, then you can go back and watch part 1. Then you can come back here and watch part 2. Because we got an exciting atmospheric entry to do here. So we're 45 minutes in. 45 minutes into Starship Flight 12. We're just now getting into atmospheric entry position. Well, I think we are in atmospheric entry position right now. It's a little bit different this time. I hope that's basically nominal because we do have a baking maneuver coming up, which will allow Starship to alter its trajectory in a path that will make it return to the launch site for a Mechazilla catch. So that's very important for Starship, basically. Getting Starship to the launch site in this specific way. Wow. So this is just to give you remind all of you again. So in case if you aren't aware, this is the first ever Starship version 3 test flight of Starship version 3. Booster 19 and Starship 39 lifted off orbital launch site 2 at Starbase's launch site, and they completed a successful ascent in max Q and did a hot stage separation. While Booster 19 had a much different outcome than what Starship 39 did. Starship 39 made it to space completely in one piece, and went through atmosphere, and then did its payload deploy demo, and unfortunately we skipped the Raptor engine relight demo. Unfortunately, we skipped the Raptor engine relight demo because of Raptor vacuum engine shutting down too early. So now here we are in atmospheric entry. Wow. Well, there it is. Now going through atmospheric entry right now. Enjoy these awesome views. Wow. So let's watch Starship 39 Starship 39 do its atmospheric entry phase now. Wow. This is incredible. Look at that atmospheric entry heating. That looks really cool. So we're also doing the same thing to the new catch pin right there. They've also upgraded the catch pin right there. So we're gonna get that upgrade. So we're gonna put that upgrade catch pin to the test here. Oh my gosh, I was like literally screaming in part 1 actually. No joke, I was screaming in part 1 because
Welcome
I'm saying
back
that
to
launch was.
Starship Flight 12, the first test flight of Starship version 3.
Yep.
As Dan mentioned earlier, we were able to make contact with the modified satellites just shortly after deployment, and as you may have seen, we got some sweet views of those sats looking back at the ship. Pretty cool to see.
Yeah, those views were incredible.
Now, as you see on your screen, currently the ship is re-entering the Earth's atmosphere. This is the plasma starting to build up on the exterior of the vehicle. Now, we do not plan to recover the spacecraft today, but rapid and reliable reusability is the ultimate goal.
Yeah, that's right. And re-entry is a critical
wow,
phase of
it looks
flight,
blue.
and we need information
That
on
atmospheric
how the
entry
ship's
looks
systems
blue.
perform. Re-entry is an extremely
That plasma
demanding portion
heating,
of flight.
that plasma
where we
looks
essentially
blue
have to
right there.
scrub all of the energy we used to launch the
Wow.
rocket back off in reverse. So the 18 million pounds of thrust that we had off 33 of those
18 million pounds of thrust. That's triple the power of the Saturn V rocket.
Another, several minute burn on the ship. We're now basically undoing all that energy here via aerodynamic braking.
So what you witnessed in part one was basically the world's most powerful launch ever. That was triple the thrust of the Saturn V rocket, 18 million pounds of thrust from the new version 3 Super Heavy booster with those 33 Raptor version 3 engines.
So Starlink provides us just one
wow, look at that.
Data that ultimately allows us to rapidly iterate Starship's design.
Look at that. That looks incredible. I love that. That atmospheric entry plasma heating is really starting to make its presence. And it looks blue on this camera view. That looks absolutely awesome.
We do anticipate that
I
it
love
might be
the
a
blue.
little bit of a spicy re-entry, so we'll see how far we get.
There's
Re-entry is typically a portion of flight
cameras.
where we don't have communications with the spacecraft because it's re-entering at or around orbital velocity, roughly 8 kilometers per second, or for those of us that think in other units, roughly 5 miles per second. At those speeds, the spacecraft is moving through the atmosphere, and it creates that plasma field that we saw forming around the vehicle.
Yeah, although the plasma looks really cool, it does distort some communication frequencies. So it's not uncommon to experience brief blackouts in communication.
Sorry about some of the background sounds that's going on. We got a thunderstorm going on. I'm really enjoying this dark and stormy night. So yeah, we're basically watching Starship Flight 12 on a dark and stormy night right now because the thunderstorm's happening
instead of
right
a
now.
more traditional means like parachutes. Propulsive landing, not only again is it
Yeah, we're going to be
vertical,
doing
but
a
it
Raptor
enables
engine powered
a
ocean
rapid,
landing
more
in the
rapidly
Indian Ocean
reasonable,
once we make it through
rocket.
atmospheric entry here.
Now we should hear some call-outs as the ship makes its way back to Earth.
And its
When
name
we hear
is Ship
entry max
39.
heating and entry max Q, that means the ship has made it through the maximum heating and aerodynamic loads that it will experience as it returns. So if we make it through those, we're doing pretty well.
Yeah. And you can see in the bottom left right now, we're at 23,500 kilometers per hour
That's
speed.
awesome.
That's just a
Wow.
crazy number to think about. But as we keep progressing in the mission, we are going to hear a call out when the ship is transonic and then subsonic. So transonic refers to the period of flight where the velocities of airflow surrounding and flowing past the vehicle are concurrently below, at, and above the speed of sound, kind of in that Mach 0.8 to 1.2 range. And for reference, commercial jets have a range of cruising speeds, but mostly fly around Mach 0.74 to Mach 0.85. And after we hear the call out that Starship is transonic, we should hear the call out when Starship is subsonic.
Yep.
This refers to speeds that are much less than the speed of
So you
sound.
might see Starship 39 start to rotate a little
ship's
bit.
velocity will be slowing
Once we
down.
get into the denser parts of the atmosphere, it'll start shifting left and right because that's going to be part of the baking maneuver.
In the lobby of SpaceX headquarters
I think we might be
down
getting
here
into our baking
at
maneuver now,
Starbase,
depending
Texas.
on what
Everyone
position
is,
we're in right now.
Loves watching ships.
You see the position we are on the
always
bottom
such
right
amazing colors. This must be what it feels like to be one of those praying mantis shrimp or mantis shrimp. I can't remember exactly what the name is, with the ones that see and billions of colors. This is
I
the
don't even
closest I
know.
feel to being one of those.
Yep, yep. I think one other thing that's cool to point out right now is look in the bottom right. You can see where we are on a globe there. We're squarely in the Indian Ocean already, and
Yeah, we are
we've
directly
only
in
been
the
flying
Indian
for
Ocean.
53 minutes.
Yeah.
So pretty crazy. We went all the way from Texas to the Indian Ocean in less than an hour.
Yeah. She flies pretty fast.
She
That
flies
is for
very
sure.
Yeah,
fast.
it is. Flying extremely fast. You can see how fast we're going. Well, we're decelerating now. How many?
All right, so the light show continuing. We are through the period of peak heating, and we'll be looking at the peak pressure coming up in the next couple of minutes. The next 10 minutes are
Wow.
probably going to
Okay,
be
so we're 54
the
minutes
spiciest
into
of
SpaceX
entry
Starship
today.
Twelfth Orbital test
As a
flight
reminder,
now.
we are going to be doing some stress work on this ship, where we're going to do a maneuver where we kind of kick the nose up to fully deploy those aft flaps to really get a good test of the structural strength of that part of the ship. We did that on one previous flight test on version 2. We're going to try and do that today.
Yep.
Since we did skip the in-space burn, we're carrying
we
a
did
little bit of
skip
extra
that.
propellant in our header tanks up in the nose. And so that's going to put a little bit of extra stress on those forward flaps as we come in. So we will see if they're able to hold
Yep.
through that re-entry. So that will be another watch item. We did skip that in-space burn,
Yep.
but we are expecting at least 2 of those sea level engines to try and ignite for a landing burn. We entered the entry period in a good attitude,
Yep.
so hopefully making our way to the targeted splashdown point. We've got that Starship recovery team standing by. We should be about 10 minutes away from splashdown.
Yeah.
So a lot of excitement over the next couple of minutes.
I think
Kate
we're
and Jake,
saying
let's see how Starship holds up on the way in.
get in there.
Yeah, and we just heard on the nets there that engine chill has started. So
It's just
essentially what that means is we are prepping the landing engines by getting them down to temperature ahead of that landing burn later in the mission here.
It was absolutely awesome. Yeah.
And on a lot of our previous flight tests, we've been removing a bunch of the tiles.
Yeah,
We
but
watched
they only removed
really
one.
intentionally trying to push ship beyond its limits. On the last flight, we even had basically a hole get punched into the liquid oxygen tank that you could see when we did the landing burn into the ocean, and this ship was still able to make it.
Yeah,
But
I was
right
on
now
Starship
we're
38
really
on
going to
Flight
be
11.
testing the structural strength of these flaps on the way in, and this is a flight test. We're trying to intentionally
This is a
find
test flight.
where our limits are. And in this view, you're looking at a whole bunch of tiles. I think Jake
yeah,
talked about
that.
it earlier. We bonded some additional tiles to the leeward, or kind of the metal side of Starship, to see how those different bonding
That upgrade
techniques
catch
will
pin
hold
is
up.
holding up strong.
And looking like we've got quite a bit still attached.
Yeah, and as we're going down through the atmosphere here, we are at about Mach 16.1, so still extremely fast. Although we have, scrubbed off a substantial amount of our speed already. Altitude at a little less than 60 kilometers.
Yeah. Everything's looking good so far on atmospheric entry. Starship 39 is doing it. Oh, starting to see some sunlight. Or,
All right, we're about 8 minutes away from our
Right.
targeted landing
Maybe
and
some sunlight here
splashdown time. Again, this
soon?
is when the ship's going to start.
oh, there's G-force.
Really
Ship is approaching the end of the peak heating region.
Alright, Starship 39 is approaching the point of
Just going to call
vaccine.
out getting to the end of the peak heating, so
Alright, so we're going through
the highest
vaccine.
temperature the Starship's going to see during its re-entry.
Okay, we're starting to rotate. We're starting to rotate. I think this is the beginning of our banking maneuver here.
This camera angle changes as it is attached to the forward flap on Starship, so we're actually
Yeah.
experiencing the articulation of that hardware, helping to steer the ship down for its precise landing.
Starship
in the
39 is
ocean.
still holding strong.
Yep, that is
Making
just a
it.
really cool, kind of cool
You
piece
see
of
the
perspective
G-force
there.
starts increasing.
I know some people say it makes them a little seasick, but I definitely love it. It makes it feel like you're really riding along with the ship on the way down.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
Wow.
and aside from just looking cool, all
Alright,
these
so
camera
we're
views
rotating.
providing just
We're now in
really
a banking
critical
maneuver.
data on
This is
how the heat shield
this is
on
how
the flaps
Starship is going to
themselves are
return to the
holding up.
launch
That's why
site
we've got these in the
for a
flaps and
Mechazilla
then
catch
all
in the
scattered all
future.
around the ship so you can
We're
see
gonna
how
do
they
these
hold
left
up.
and
There's
right
some
things.
internal to the vehicle too that and we're getting
where
all
we're
of this
on
video back
on a
via
trajectory
Starlink,
that'll
even
take
as
us
we're just
to a
enshrouded
simulated
in
catch
plasma. We're able to
in the
operate at
Indian
a high
Ocean here.
enough frequency to punch through, and that is
Oh, I'm starting to see
blue
sunlight.
ocean and sunlight
starting to see
you're seeing just
sunlight.
beyond the flap. So we are coming down into daylight, hopefully splashing down in the next 6 minutes or so in the Indian Ocean. We've still got a couple of maneuvers lined up where we're going to be really stressing the flaps on the ship.
let's
So
do
Ship
this.
has passed through the peak heating region. External temperatures are coming down.
Starship 39 has made through
That is
the max heating
incredible
region,
news.
and we're now
As
50
Dave mentioned,
kilometers
we're
above
expecting
Earth.
this re-entry to be
Oh wow,
super
this is
spicy,
incredible. The G-force
but
starts
excellent news
increasing.
that we're now past
We're
that
now into
period of peak
daytime. We're now in the
heating,
daytime here,
and that
morning
now the
time in
external
the
temperatures
Indian
are
Ocean.
starting to decrease.
Wow.
Those heat shield tiles
This
there
is
on
incredible.
the belly of the ship really doing a ton of work to
Oh my
burn
Godzilla.
off all
Okay.
of that inertia
Oh wow,
that
we're
the vehicle
power
had,
sliding. Okay.
prior
We're
to
now
the
1 hour
entry
into
capacity.
SpaceX Starship 12th Orbital test flight. So at this
Yeah,
point
you
we
can
got like
tell
about
by
5 minutes to
the
go
G
here,
meter
probably,
down on the
or
bottom
more.
right, that we're starting to pick up a
Hang on.
couple more G's here, so we're
How long
definitely
it is.
entering the thicker part of the atmosphere
Wow.
where we're scrubbing off all that energy, like Kate's saying.
Oh, we're making through maximum. We're making it through
just
atmospheric
about
entry.
5 minutes or so to go. We're coming up
We're
shortly
decreasing speed a
on
whole lot.
the maneuver where we're gonna, it's affectionately called the flap slap, where we're going to kind of pitch the nose up on the ship, and you're going to see those aft flaps, the ones in the very bottom, fully deployed.
Alright, here we go. See if we'll make it through
Ship
this.
is at peak dynamic pressure.
Starship 39 is at maximum aerodynamic entry pressure.
And we're now at peak pressure.
Alright, here we go.
Ship flap load test has started.
Oh, we're good. We are looking good. Starship 39 is a strong one. Still looking.
Looks like it's holding. Again, the intent of that was to put just a lot of extra stress on those aft flaps. We are expecting the forward ones too to see a little bit of extra stress as we've got a little more propellant in our header tank, so the area right at the very nose of
Ship
Starship
flap load
can kind
test
of
is complete.
Alright, that's awesome.
hammer through that test.
There we go. And we just did that test at Mach 7, just for reference there. So we are still going incredibly fast.
Alright, we are just about 3.5 minutes or so away from our
Wow.
targeted landing burn. Again, we're expecting to try and see 2 of these Raptor engines light for the landing burn. Normally we plan for 3. but we're
Normally
gonna
they
give it a
plan
try
for
with
3.
2.
They're gonna try with 2. I mean they have transitioned to 2 engines.
Hopefully we
Ship
got
is
Ship
starting the RTLS banking maneuver.
Okay, we're now entering our return to launch site banking maneuver
That
here.
right there, so we're starting a banking maneuver, and essentially what that is when
Okay,
we come back
It's on
to
an alternate
Starbase,
trajectory
when
here.
we plan to come back to Starbase.
we're
the
now in our
trajectory is the
return to
blades
launch
will
site banking
essentially
maneuver
swing
here.
out over the
This
Gulf
is going to be
and
what
do
future
a
starships will
maneuver
do when they
to then
return to
come
launch
back to the
site.
towers for
They'll be
catch.
shifting
So
left and right.
we
Um,
are
for,
doing that exact same maneuver
for,
as we head towards our
for them to alter their trajectory and put some on a trajectory to the Mechazilla orbital launch tower and do the Mechazilla catch.
A pretty cool thing we're demoing.
Alright, here we
on the
go.
ship,
We
as in
are
the future, we are
rotating a
gonna be
lot.
trying to bring the
This
ship
is
back
part of
to
the baking
velocity,
maneuver
which
here.
is
Yeah.
gonna be absolutely insane.
We're drifting now.
Of
We're
course,
now
we wanna test out
supersonic drifting.
these maneuvers, these principles
We're
prior
supersonic
to actually
drifting
bringing the
on
hardware
Starship
back to
39.
the pad. This is the same reason why
Wow.
we're, intentionally not trying to bring the
Supersonic
booster back to the
drifting.
pad. So we're trying all these things
Yeah,
out
we're
in
drifting
this
now. We're
developmental
altering our
phase of
trajectory a
the
whole lot here.
and really proving
We're
what a
altering
test
our
flight is.
trajectory to a simulated
Absolutely.
Megazilla catch point.
All right, we heard their dynamic pressure coming down, and I'd
Aerodynamic
say
pressure
we're in a
going down.
pretty good bank right now.
Wow.
Yeah, executing the power slide. We're
Executing a
about 90
huge power
seconds
slide here.
away from our anticipated landing burn. Clouds coming up, pretty sunrise on the other side of the planet.
Awesome. That's awesome. Alright, here we go.
Starship is subsonic.
Starship
and
39
is on top.
subsonic. And now descending quickly. Come sit down, Shane.
The crowd here reacting to
All
that
right.
call out, letting us
There you
know
go.
that we are on target for
Yeah,
this
Shane was playing this
precise
game for a moment.
landing in
yeah.
the Indian Ocean. This will
All right,
once
Galen,
again
come.
be a soft splashdown.
Alright, so here we go. Starship 39 has successfully made it through atmospheric entry, has done its its return to launch site baking maneuver,
This ship, once
and
again,
it's
is the
descending
first flight
rapidly.
of our completely redesigned Starship version 3.
Let's see if Starship 39 makes it to ocean
Yeah,
landing
and if you
here.
remember the
looks
submersible
highly
flights
possible
from
here.
a few years ago, this is very much the same regime that we're in here. So we're sub 15 kilometers, executing what we call the belly flip maneuver.
Yep. Okay, here we go. We're
Yes,
now 10 kilometers
serial
above
number
Earth
8, the first
and descending
belly
rapidly.
flip. I remember it well.
So we were gonna ignite the three sea level engines of Starship 39, but now they're deciding to go with two engines. I think because of what happened with that Raptor vacuum engine during the ascent phase of Starship 39, the ascent burn. All right, here we go. Now 6 kilometers above Earth. Our G-force has
Yeah,
decreased.
you can see the aft flap there making minor corrections.
Wow.
Starship is turning for final approach to landing site.
All right, here we go. We're now making our final approach to simulated landing site. We're now making our turn for final approach
Starship
here.
doesn't fly like an airplane, it's a lot more like a skydiver.
We're gonna simulate a Megazilla catch
down,
here.
Using those flaps similar to arms.
Making our
to
turn for
help
final approach.
change the path of the
2.5 kilometers above Earth. Now
Coming up
heading
real
through the
soon.
clouds. Heading through the cloud layer. And here we go. Now 1 kilometer above Earth. There we go. Prepare to see the sea level engines ignite and the Raptor engine powered ocean landing. 1 kilometer above Earth. Starship 39 ocean landing ready to start up. Here we have flipped. Alright. 2 engines. Now downslide to 1 engine, and Starship 39 has landed, and that is the end of SpaceX Starship 12th Orbital Test Flight. And there we go, Starship 39 is tumbling down, Starship 39 has landed, and kaboom!
Oh my gosh, look, it's still coming out now.
Starship 39 went kaboom! Look at that mushroom cloud. It's like a nuke. Wow. Starship 39 has landed and has went kaboom. That was awesome. That was absolutely awesome. Well, hey, that was absolutely incredible. Oh, and I also want to give a shout out to Chainmaster27, my brother, for watching this with me. Awesome shout out to him. Wow. That was an absolutely awesome first test flight of Starship version 3. That was Starship Flight 1 for Starship version 3, basically. Yeah, there you have it. SpaceX Starship 12th Orbital Test Flight completed. Starship 39 has succeeded and has landed in the Indian Ocean. Has made all of its objectives along with Booster 19, which might have not, probably, but this might have not completely. Booster 19 had a much different outcome near the end of its journey, but Starship 39 has made a very successful outcome despite losing one Raptor vacuum engine. But yeah, Guzzle and Kaiju fans, everybody, there you have it. SpaceX Starship 12th Orbital Test Flight was an extremely huge success.
Those awesome Starlink views. So congratulations to the team at Starbase and everyone
Wow.
here and around the company. So many employees have
That was an
contributed to the
epic
Starship
explosion
program as
when
we
it
continue to iterate
when
and
it
make
landed in the
progress
Indian
towards a
Ocean, when it
multi-planetary
tumbled down
future.
onto its
So
side,
that
and
wraps it up for us here in Hawthorne. Thank you guys for tuning in, and back
Wow.
to you, Dan.
that was
All right,
incredible.
thanks. So just to recap,
That was an
we
absolutely
lifted
incredible
off
ocean
right
landing
at
of
the
Starship
top of our
39.
window, 5:30 p.m. Central Time.
It
We were able
lifted
to
off
see the
exactly on
booster
time at
for
5:30 Central
33
Time.
of those Raptor engines get off the pad and ascend over the Gulf. Successful
yeah, there you
half-stage
have it.
separation. Initially lit 6 of those Raptor engines, lost one of the RVACs on the way uphill, and then the booster didn't complete its full boost back. Its mission ended a little bit early, but landed in the clear area that we had set in advance. Once we were on orbit with ship, we were able to get through our payload deployment, 22 satellites, the
Wow.
20 simulators, the 2 Dodger Dogs, which successfully turned on cameras. We'll see if we got any more views from those. So obviously stick around.
Wow.
Skipped the Raptor relight, but made it through re-entry.
Yeah, unfortunately
on
skipped the
target
Raptor entry
landing
relight,
in the
but we
Indian
still
Ocean.
made it.
You saw those
Yeah,
views.
buddy.
Starship made it.
That concludes SpaceX
just-
Starship
it's
12th
been a
Orbital
long
test
time
flight. It
coming.
was an
We're
extremely
really
huge
excited to see this
success for the
vehicle
Starship
fly,
program.
and
First
there
test
are
flight
several more
of
on the way. So
Starship,
that's gonna do it for
first
me
test
up
flight
here.
of Starship
Send it
Flight,
back down to
the
Kate,
first test
Jake,
flight of
and
Starship
everybody
version
who I
3
hope is at least a little
was
bit
an
excited,
absolutely
get on the
incredibly
Star Factory.
awesome success.
Oh yeah, it is absolutely insane down here.
That was awesome.
We would, of course, want to thank the fine people of Cameron County, including the residents here at Starbase.
Even the fans are
as well as
happy.
The Coast Guard, the Federal Aviation Administration, the government of Mexico,
Wow.
and of course the Australian Space Agency.
Yeah, so honestly, just huge congratulations to all our teammates here at SpaceX and everyone who's supported the Starship mission just in general here. It's been a massive effort, really incredible.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that worked really hard to make things look easy, so shout out to those teams. Now be sure to follow SpaceX on X for updates and more exciting views that we didn't get to show you on today's live program. I have a feeling we'll see some pretty amazing stuff come from those demonstration satellites that we were able to show some initial footage of. Now, if you're interested in more launch coverage, head on over to our profile
Wow.
on X. We also have spacex.com/launches.
Well, congratulations, Starship 39 and Super Heavy Booster 19. You have made the first ever version 3 Starship test flight an incredibly awesome success.
For tuning in, and have a great night. We'll see you next time.
Alright, and I guess that's going to start paving the way for Starship Flight 13. So there's a few more shots of Starship before we end this broadcast. There you go. There's that final Starlink simulator satellite deploying from Starship 39's payload bay, yeah? With that camera right there. Wow, absolutely awesome. Onboard test satellite camera looking at Starship 39. You can see the payload bay door closing. Wow. That was the most insane and craziest and greatest Starship test flight yet. Most definitely. That was the best Starship test flight ever. And that is going to conclude SpaceX Starship 12th Orbital Test Flight. And part 2 of our Starship Flight 12 series on Godzilla King _Nights 54 to 23. So yeah, there you have it. That's going to conclude Starship Flight 12, everybody. That was the most insane Starship test flight I've ever seen ever. Alright, so yeah, there you have it. I'm just going to turn the light on so we can get ourselves an outro and end the video. Alright. Here we go. Alright, so yeah, Godzilla and Kaiju fans and everybody, that was SpaceX Starship 12th Orbital Test Flight there for all of you Godzilla and Kaiju fans and everybody. So, I had so much fun on Starship Flight 12. But remember, the series is not over yet. We still got part 3 to do, which is going to be the full live reaction video, which is going to be the full live event video on Godzilla King _Nights 54 to 23. So, yeah, Godzilla and Kaiju fans, everybody. The next video we're going to be doing is going to be SpaceX Starship 12th Orbital Test Flight live event on Godzilla King underscore Nights 54 to 23. So, yeah, Godzilla and Kaiju fans and everybody, that's going to be the end of the video. Hope you Godzilla and Kaiju fans enjoyed it. SpaceX Starship 12th Orbital Test Flight was the greatest and best Starship test flight we have ever seen on Godzilla King underscore Nights 54 to 23 and in the world yet. So, yeah, Godzilla and Kaiju fans and everybody, that was absolutely awesome. That was the best Starship test flight yet, most definitely. It was a much different outcome for Booster 19 during the end of its flight, unfortunately, but Starship 39 made a much better outcome than what Booster 19 did. So, yeah, Godzilla and Kaiju fans, everybody. Hopefully, we will see them improve things more on Booster 20 and Starship 40 for SpaceX Starship 13th orbital test flight. So, yeah, Starship Flight 13 featuring Starship 40 and Super Heavy Booster 20 is going to be launching hopefully in about a month or two from now. Well, we'll see when Starship Flight 13 launches. So, yeah, Godzilla and Kaiju fans and everybody, that's going to be the end of SpaceX Starship 12th Orbital Test Flight Part 2 on Godzilla King underscore Nights 54 to 23. Hope you Godzilla and Kaiju fans enjoyed it. I'm going to go ahead and have myself a little pizza party with Cage and have some Papa John's pizza here. So, yeah, Godzilla and Kaiju fans and everybody, that's going to be the end of the video. Hope you Godzilla and Kaiju fans enjoyed it. And get ready for a SpaceX Starship 12th Orbital Test Flight on Godzilla King underscore Nights 54 to 23 Part 3 coming soon. And it's going to be the full live event video. So yeah, get ready for Starship Flight 12 Part 3, aka the full SpaceX Starship 12th Orbital Test Flight live event video on Godzilla King underscore Nights 54 to 23 coming soon. So yeah, Godzilla and Kaiju fans and everybody, that's going to be the end of the video. Hope you all enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye now. Wow, Godzilla and Kaiju fans and everybody. That was the most unbelievable Starship launch I've ever seen in my whole life. Most definitely. That was a lot more than what I was expecting. I gotta say, Starship Flight 12 was indeed the greatest and best Starship test flight I've ever seen. Even though we had a few outcomes that didn't go as planned, we did have an extremely successful Starship Flight 12 overall. And they'll definitely improve things a little bit more for Starship Flight 13, which will hopefully be launching in about another month or two from now. We'll see. But I do want to give a shout out to my brother Channing, aka Chainmaster27, for watching Starship Flight 12 with me. And yeah, make sure you subscribe to him. He also got a new YouTube channel coming soon. So yeah, make sure you check that out. And yeah, Godzilla and Kaiju fans and everybody, we're back to YouTube, and get ready for a lot more Godzilla King underscore Nights 54 to 23 YouTube videos on our YouTube channel coming soon, because we're gonna be our YouTube video production is gonna be ramping this year, literally, because 2026 is gonna be a super huge year for me and my YouTube channel, and for all of us Godzilla and Kaiju fans. So yeah, Godzilla and Kaiju fans, everybody. Get ready for the Part 3 video of Starship Flight 12 coming soon, and it's going to be the full live event video. So yeah, that's going to be the end of the video. Hope you Godzilla and Kaiju fans enjoyed the video, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos like this, and to get my YouTube channel to 100 subscribers on YouTube this year, because we're really willing to hit 100 subscribers on YouTube very soon this year. So, yeah, that's going to be it for the video. I'm going to have myself some pizza now, and a very well-deserved pizza party, and hope all of you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next Godzilla King underscore Nights 54 to 23 YouTube video on our YouTube channel, which will be Part 3 of Starship Flight 12 on our YouTube channel. So, yeah, goodbye now, Godzilla and Kaiju fans and everybody. SpaceX Starship 12th Orbital Test Flight, best Starship test flight yet. Next up, Starship Flight 13. So yeah, bye-bye now, Godzilla and Kaiju fans and everybody. See you in the next YouTube video. Bye-bye now.